Hey guys, welcome to Zoned, Z here. Today we're going to be talking to a YouTuber and the first of what will be a series of interviews with YouTube and Twitch streamers. And I'm very happy to be joined today by TheDoctorBlu. So thank you for joining us. Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, I'm great. This is an awesome opportunity. Can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm glad you're with us. So first of all, tell us just a little bit about yourself for any of our viewers who might be unfamiliar with your channel.
So I'm TheDoctorBlu. I primarily specialize in fighting games. I do meta coverage, combo breakdowns, and breaking news. I love talking about one game in particular, DragonBall FighterZ.
Yes.
And so I try to get on that stuff as soon as it happens.
Yeah, see, that's where I know you from, is DragonBall FighterZ. That's my favorite game at the moment. So how long have you been a YouTuber for?
So I actually looked back at this, and it turns out I'm approaching 1 year next month.
Really?
Which absolutely blows my mind. I cannot believe I've been doing this for a year. Yeah.
Nice. Did you think you would have gotten this far in less than a year?
Oh man, it is a loaded question because distance is relative, you know.
Yeah, I suppose.
I did not expect for the channel to be where it's at.
Yeah.
I just found myself watching the content that I wanted to make on the daily basis and just kept going. So the fact that people are here along the ride with me is awesome.
Yeah.
And I hope I keep that mentality no matter what happens.
What made you decide to start being a YouTuber? Was it just like you say, just seeing the content you like and thinking, I want to do that, or?
So like I'm a bit on the older side. I don't know what the viewer base you guys have, but I'm actually in my late 20s. And out of high school, I didn't go to college.
Yep.
I straight up just toured the country, the States, as a drummer.
Oh, nice.
And that led me on a path to learning rhythm and teaching it. So I was actually a drum instructor for about 4 years until I got accepted into university. And then when I got accepted into university, I couldn't bring my drum set with me on campus. So I got extremely bored. And so to keep my hands busy, I started picking up fighting games. It's basically the same thing as rhythm.
Yeah.
And from there, the opportunity just kind of presented itself. While I was on my way to teach lessons, I would just watch guys like Dato and Rufel and J.M. Crofts. And I found myself enjoying that so much more than playing drums the same way every single day.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got started. My passion started to shift. My passion started to blend into a new thing. And luckily, I found a way to kind of meld the two crafts together.
Yeah, well, I think you did a really good job. I think it's a very smart way. As a musician myself, I loved your videos of describing the rhythmic aspect of combos, because there is definitely a rhythmic aspect in FighterZ. I'm not so sure about other fighting games because I don't play them so much. So I think it's a stroke of genius for anyone who's got even a slight musical ear. It's a really helpful way of learning combos. So
yeah, it's really strange because I actually believe, and I might be wrong, I've done a good bit of research on this. I don't think this has been done. I think it's a relatively new field to pioneer.
Is it?
Which is really, really lucky because I wish every single fighting game just had this feature built in.
Yeah.
it would be so much easier. Just
definitely. So when you started your channel, did you have any sort of goals in mind, or were you just seeing where it goes, kind of playing it by ear, so to speak?
Well, the goals always shift, right? I don't know if you watch Glock at all, but I follow him on Twitter, and he recently shared a post from Afro Sinji, the YouTuber, and Afro had an amazing thing to say. He's one of the biggest people in our scene for anime games and video games in general. He said, do your best to be you and do not copy someone else.
Absolutely.
And then Globku kind of tailed on to that and was like, there's so many copycat YouTubers and it's not the way to make it nowadays. So when I first started, my goal was literally just to follow in the footsteps of the people that I watch. Just post once a day, build a community, have fun playing fighters. And now my goal, it is shifting. I've got to be honest with you. My goal is shifting a good bit.
Yeah. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing at all. It's a very strange thing when you get into YouTube. How long have you been doing it?
Oh, we're very, very new. I mean, it's something we've been sort of toying with for quite a while, but we've only just started to actually produce content. So we're very, very much new. We've just almost hit our first 100 subscribers.
Brilliant.
So,
Amazing job.
Thanks.
Oh man,
Thanks.
that is such a hurdle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if people know this, but when you first start, and I'm sure you're experiencing this as well, you're kind of like posting into the void.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just showing your friends and family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even with that, when it started with me, I was like very afraid to approach the stigma of being like quote unquote a YouTuber or a streamer, because I had spent the early half of my life trying to be like quote unquote rock star.
Yeah.
So,
I can relate. I can fully relate.
yeah. So when you first start, like I think an idea like what you have right now is brilliant. I think it's a great job just to bring people into your circle and be able to share the scene with them. That's a really unique thing, which is strange. I love listening to podcasts, and I would listen to my favorite YouTubers talk about their experience like on the daily. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I do have to give a shout out to a god named Fleet, because he posted. He's a great guy. He posted an interview with Ruffelmonger, and I had been thinking about doing it, but I didn't know if really there'd be an audience for it. But when I saw he posted that video, I thought, well, you know what, maybe people would be interested in hearing from their favorite YouTubers, and maybe it is something worthwhile.
Well, I've actually dabbled into this as well. I did the interview with Ruffelmonger, and with Dato, and with WrathFGC, and then Globku.
Yeah.
And every single time I do an interview with these guys, and keep in mind, they are bigger channels, so it's always intimidating. It's always but I always tell people the best thing you can do is just ask. Because if you don't ask, like, it's just not gonna happen.
Exactly.
I've seen that Fleet did it with Ruffle, and his growth, a guy named Fleet's right now, is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really, really proud of that guy.
Yeah, I know, he deserves it, man.
Oh yeah,
definitely. But yeah, so
he's a great player.
He is as well. I'm still waiting to have a little fight with him. Compare our brolies. I've got a lot to learn from him.
Oh, do you do DBS Broly as well?
Yeah, 100%. It's my favorite. 100%.
Yeah. He's a fun character.
Yeah. So, what are your hopes for the future for the TheDoctorBlu?
It's really tricky, isn't it? Because as much as I love DragonBall FighterZ, I have to admit it's in its 3rd season. So it's no longer in its baby phase. I do think it's the best it's ever been.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
it's
Fully
actually
agree.
Yeah, it's the biggest it's ever been too. But me trying to develop an identity in this scene apart from a copy and paste Dato or a person who follows in that trend, trying to develop this rhythmic theory pioneer, my only goal right now is to make it simpler for people. Because even though like you and I might be able to speak drums just a little bit, and if you can clap along, you can probably play it, it's still an intimidating topic. And when you have a thing like fighting games with combos, they can already be scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to break it down even more simpler, make it an easier karaoke style play along, and hopefully maybe like long-term goal, get to the point where I can talk to game developers about adding a feature like this into their own game.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, I hope you achieve that. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. It'd be a lot of fun. And I think that it's so strange because like on a personal level, my favorite genre of games is horror games.
Really?
Like, I love Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I love Dead Space. I think Dead Space is probably one of my favorites. But when getting into fighting games, somehow fighting games is even more niche than horror games.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how that happened, and it shouldn't be. I think that fighting games are the epitome of competitive nature. I think this should dominate esports. I have no idea why it has.
Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. I can't think of why that might be. But
it's growing.
It is. It's definitely growing.
It is growing.
Yeah. So, how long have you been into games?
Oh man, my whole life, right?
Yeah.
Like I can think back to Saturday morning afternoons and playing, I don't know what, Madden.
Yeah.
Playing football games. Wait, are you from the States?
No, I'm British. I'm from the UK.
Okay. So American football games.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know of Madden.
Yeah. I would say my gaming enthusiasm dates all the way back to the early PS2 games with Jak and Daxter. Like once I realized that you could tell a story with games, like that's it. And I can still remember my dad saying, hey, please stop crouching over. You need to fix your posture before it gets bad. And now all I do all day is sit in a chair. And as a drummer, I'm sure you know that too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God.
Yeah, definitely.
I should have listened.
Yeah, I've got the same problem.
What about you? When did your love for games start?
Oh, from childhood, exactly the same. I had the Sega Mega Drive. I don't know. I'm assuming that was big in America as well. So my older brother had a Mega Drive when I was about 4 or 5 years old. So that was my introduction to video games. And then I had my own Game Boy, then the PlayStation, Sorry, go on.
Do you remember when the Game Boy didn't have a backlight and you had to have like an external?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when you couldn't play at nighttime unless you had the add-on clip. Those were people nowadays, they don't know the struggle.
They don't know the struggle. No, that was very real.
So what's your favorite platform to play on?
It's gotta be PlayStation. I would have to say so.
I definitely approve.
Yeah. I think it's just the nostalgia. I've never been a first-person shooter guy, and so if I wanted to play like a game like Halo, I could go over to a friend's house because a lot of people still had the Xbox. But as it grew and grew, most of the core game exclusives were on PlayStation. Yeah. Most of the if you wanted to play a story-driven game, you'd probably be playing PlayStation. If you wanted to play God of War, you'd probably be playing PlayStation. And I think that's just kind of stuck. But I really do want to get into PC. Yeah. I want to build my own. And I think as a streamer, it would make life a lot easier.
Probably would. It is very time consuming, of course, but yeah.
Yeah. Have you built your own?
Sort of. I have a laptop that I didn't build myself, but it is built to my specifications. I do have FighterZ on Steam, but I don't really play it just because my laptop's just a bit slow and clunky. So I'm mainly my PS4 and sometimes on the Switch.
Yo, I also have FighterZ on the Switch too.
Yeah.
I definitely have to play it on the go.
Just for labbing on the go, because I mean the online of Nintendo have never been known for their online. And playing ranked matches on the Switch is not the easiest.
It's not the most fun. But I mean, I did actually start my channel on the Nintendo Switch.
Did you? I didn't know.
Yeah, because I didn't have a PS4 at the time. Well, I would say I didn't have a functioning PS4, but the Switch still did it. I would say the first 3 to 4 months were on Switch.
Fair enough. I mean, if you made it work.
Yeah, we made it work. Exaggeration, right?
Is there anything you wish someone would have told you when you started on YouTube, or something you would tell yourself if you could go back in time when you started?
Yeah. So I know I've said his name twice now, but I recently did an interview like this with Glock.
Yeah. And
on the interview, he took me to my channel and pointed out 5 different things that I was doing wrong.
Did he?
Very intimidating, but also very in a careful way.
Yeah.
And he said something to me that's literally been racking in my brain the past month, and it's literally what the catalyst for how I'm shifting my channel. First, thumbnails are so important. They're very, very important. I've always known that. I think I'm hesitant to say this because I know that you're just starting out. So I guess what I would say, without getting into directly what I was told, is do not be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, mistakes are the best way to learn.
They have to be. If I could just be told that over and over again, I think that would be the best advice.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that I needed to post every single day, and I almost have. I'm at 330 videos out of 365 days.
Wow.
And sometimes I've uploaded twice a day. That really gets you in the algorithm, and that's really what it's all about. If you want to be good at YouTube, your schedule, I don't know what it is. It doesn't have to be consistently every day, but it has to be consistent.
Yeah. It's fair enough. Good advice.
Have you thought about what you want your channel to be and how often you want to post?
Yeah, well, we want to post as often as possible. Obviously, because of lockdown and stuff, it's a lot easier for us now because we've all got free time. But we're still not getting the quantity that we want out there, just because there's let me think, 1, 2, 3, 5 of us. We don't all have good quality microphones. I mean, I still don't. I'm using a headset at the moment, so we want the audio to be good.
It sounds good on my end.
Well, good. I've managed to tweak it just a little bit to get it to an acceptable level. But so there's obviously technical limitations, and then just time as well, because like some of us have, not myself, but some of us have got kids and family, and it's just sort of finding the time. We're all in the sort of around mid-20s to 30 age range.
No, I'm 26, like I said, in late 20s, and my wife is in her last trimester, so we're expecting our first son in August. Wow. So I know exactly how you feel.
Congratulations on that, man.
Well, thank you very much.
But yeah, I mean, we know what we want our channel to be. We want to do basically everything nerd. We want to do reviews for movies, games, TV series, what have you. We want to just do discussions about video games and the media that we enjoy. We want to eventually do podcast type things as well, but it is sort of we're still finding our voice, I think. But I think what you said earlier is very true. And it's something we're really trying to emphasize, is that we want to just be ourselves. We don't want to try and emulate anyone else. We don't want to be a cardboard version of ourselves. So yeah.
Well, you're at 100, and from what I can tell, like, I always try to imagine it being a small room.
Yeah.
If you can fit your subscribers into a small room, just imagine 100 people around you waiting to hear what you have to say. It is a big milestone, and I really don't think it should be underlooked. Getting to that, it's huge.
Yeah, we're super excited about it, to be honest, because like I say, it's been a thing we've been discussing for a long time. And just to start doing it, and just to see that we're getting some views, we're getting some comments, we're getting some likes, is sort of reassuring us, which is nice.
See, that makes me so jealous, because it's exactly the kind of content that I eventually want to do as well. It's gonna take a minute for me to build that up, but the fact there are 5 of you, 5 different personalities, 5 different ways for people to attach onto your content, I think that's a brilliant way to go about it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully onward and upward from here. Thank you very much for doing this. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed it. It's been a learning experience as well, to be honest, but to be able to learn from a bigger YouTuber such as yourself.
Well, thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, or you'd like to say to the viewers?
Oh, actually, yeah. I don't know why this is getting into my head real quick, but if there's something else I could say, make sure, no matter what, try to respond to every.
Yeah. So yeah,
I don't know if you do that.
We have been trying to. Yeah, we want to try to be involved with our community as much as we can.
Having that sense of community is amazing, and as you grow, it will grow with you. Don't be afraid to set rules.
Yeah.
And to say this is who we are and who we want to be, and if members of that community go against that, that's completely fine. Yeah. But be sure to be able to believe in your message. That way people will believe in you as well. I'm excited to see where you go.
Thanks, man. That's some really good advice. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This has been very fun.
Yeah, it has indeed. And yeah, I hope to see more of your content soon. And yeah, this has been Zoned with TheDoctorBlu. Thanks for watching.
Always like, share, and subscribe to this channel, guys. You are awesome.
And like, share, and subscribe to TheDoctorBlu on YouTube.
Sweet. See you guys.